This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to analyze the Del Mar Oaks on Saturday, August 16th. And it goes as the 8th race, the Grade 1 $300,000 Del Mar Oaks for 3-year-old fillies, a mile and an eighth on the turf course. Scheduled post time is 8:33 p.m. Eastern Time. And now we will meet the field. But before we do, let's talk about the recent history of the Del Mar Oaks. Since 2011, the last 14 runnings, 8 of the winners were shippers, including Spenderella, and that one was trained by Graham Motion, Cambier Park for trainer Chad Brown, some other ones, Dream Dancing for trainer Mark Cassie, Harmonize, Bill Mott, Charla Ray for trainer Doug O'Neill, then we had Discreet Mark and Summer Soiree as well. So those were the horses that shipped from out of town and won the Del Mar Oaks. 6 of the horses that won the Del Mar Oaks during that time frame, they last raced in California. We're going to see if a shipper can win this one or if one of the local horses will be able to get the job done. Now we're going to meet the field. Number 1 is Slick. This one is 15-1 morning line for trainer Phil D'Amato, and she exits a 3rd place finish, beaten a half length as the beaten favorite. That was at Del Mar in an optional claiming turf route on July 20th. That was her first start since December of 2024. Number 2, Take a Breath. Mark Glatt trains this one, and Hector Barrios is going to ride. He's a 23% turf rider, and she makes her first start in this country. She won her last start on July 5th. That was in Great Britain. That was a mile and a 16th on turf. Number 3, Velocity for trainer Michael McCarthy. Ricardo Gonzalez is going to ride. He rode her last time, and she won a local turf route optional claiming race on July 20th. Number 4 is Resolve, and she'll probably impact the pace under Kent DeSarmo. Leonard Powell is the trainer here. Now, she was the 1-2 favorite in an optional claiming 1-mile race at Santa Anita. That was on April 25th, and she was a disappointing 4th in a 6-horse field. Number 5, Lush Lips. She's run 4 times this year with 2 wins and 2 runner-up finishes. And last time out, she won the Tepin Stakes as the favorite at Churchill Downs at 1 mile on turf. Her rider is Tyler Gaffalione, and Brendan Walsh is the trainer here. And then number 6, Edge of Mali is next for trainer Jeff Mullins, and she's 15-1 morning line with Antonio Fresu aboard. And Fresu guided this one to a 1-mile turf victory against Maiden Special Weight Company July 20th at Del Mar, and she was the favorite that day. Number 7, Will Then. This is a stakes winner for trainer Jonathan Thomas, and she won a stakes race at 1 mile on turf at Del Mar last fall, the Grade 3 Jimmy Durante. Last time out, she was 3rd in the Grade 2 San Clemente Stakes. Juan Hernandez gets aboard for the first time, and he's the leading rider at Del Mar this summer. Number 8, Firenze Flavor. This one is 15-1 morning line. Drayden Van Dyke is going to ride. And for this one, she was 4th in the San Clemente at 22-1 last time out. She'll be a big price here as well. Number 8, Casalu for trainer Bob Baffert. Kazushi Kimura is going to ride, and he rode her last time. That was the Grade 2 San Clemente Stakes. She had post 2. She stalked the pace. She ended up finishing 2nd at 15-1 odds. Number 10, Thought Process. She won the Grade 2 San Clemente last time as the heavy favorite. Now she's 5 for 7 overall, 3 for 4 on the turf at Del Mar. And this is her longest race. All of her races, or most of her races, and all of her races on turf were at 1 mile on turf. She began her career 5.5 furlongs on the main track, and she finished 3rd. And she was winning some nice stakes races after that, 1 mile on turf. And then she's 2 for 2 this year, including that easy win in the San Clemente Stakes as the heavy favorite. She was the heavy favorite in both starts this year. Now, Hector Barrios rode her last time. He's riding another horse in here I mentioned earlier. Humberto Rispoli is going to get back aboard, and he rode her to an easy victory. That was at Santa Anita Park, and then allowance race at 1 mile on turf on June 14th. Number 11, Miso Phansy. Leonard Powell is the trainer. Armando Ayuso, profitable 15% turf rider, is going to ride here. She finished 1st or 2nd in 6 of 7 career starts. The first time she finished out of the exacta, the Grade 2 San Clemente last time out, she was 7th in a 9-horse field. Then we have an also eligible one here, number 12, Striver, for trainer Doug O'Neill. And for this one, she's going to be a huge price because she's 0 for 4 with just 1 runner-up finish, and she's run once on turf, a 5-furlong turf race, where she's run once on the Del Mar turf course at 5 furlongs last time, 16-1 long shot. And in that maiden special weight event, she finished 6th in an 8-horse field. So if she did get in, she would be a big number in here. And now we're going to look at the Today's Racing Digest past performances. And the past performances in this video are provided by todaysracingdigest.com. Now we'll start with the race header. And we'll start with the track profile. Now we've had 42 races run at this distance, and front runners won 31%, pressers 33% wins, mid-pack horses with about 29% wins, and then the rear horses, the horses that are coming from further back, only 7% wins. Now that is a little bit different on the turf course at Del Mar this year. More forwardly placed horses are doing better, and those later closers other years have been able to close and get up, but we just haven't seen that trend continue this year. We've had horses that are more forwardly placed, so that could be something to look for in this race. You might not want your contender to come from too far back. Now, the next part of the race header of the speed and pace forecasts, and they're highlighted in yellow, and these are the Today's Racing Digest performance ratings, the fire number, the CPR, the fast fig, final time rating. And for those, we will see that Lush Lips has the best fire number, the CPR, the fast fig, and the best final time rating at a 140. And then Thought Process is the other horse highlighted in yellow, ties Lush Lips with the best fast fig at a 124. The next column over, race competition levels. That basically is the class rating. Now the class par for this race for Today's Racing Digest is a 165. And we've seen horses in here highlighted in green that have run at the 155 class level, including Will Then, Firenze Flavor, Casalu, Thought Process, and Miso Phansy. So those horses have run at the 155 class level. None of the horses have run at this grade 1 165 class level. Finally, the final time ratings highlighted in light blue. And we'll see that Lush Lips has the best last final time rating at a 140. And then we're going to look at the best rating overall, a 144 for Thought Process, the best number for the surface, also a 144 Thought Process. And then Thought Process rounds out the best numbers with the best number at the distance, a 144. So for Thought Process, some good numbers, definitely from Today's Racing Digest final time ratings, and she fits on class as well. She's the favorite, and I wouldn't be surprised if she ran a quality race in here. Now we're going to look at the past performances of my top 4 contenders going from 4th to 1st. And the horse that I picked to finish 4th in here is going to be Firenze Flavor. Now she's a big price, and I like her to finish maybe underneath in here. She could sneak in there, and hopefully she will be able to do that at a price and spice up the exotics in here. Now she did win a grade 3, and this is why I like her in here. She won a grade 3 on May 18th at Santa Anita Park at 1 mile and an eighth on turf. It's this distance here. And she was able to win that race with a 128 final time rating. So that was a solid number there. And then last time she finished 4th in the San Clemente. That's common to a few of the runners in this race. She was not embarrassed there at nice odds. And she got a 125 final time rating. And her last fraction was 34.4. And that's competitive. That's the closing kick for her for this distance for the final few furlongs. So I think that Firenze Flavor, if she can at least run as well as she did in her grade 3 victory at Santa Anita Park, maybe run a little bit better than she did last time, just rallying mildly at 1 mile in the San Clemente, getting back out to that 1 mile and an eighth, maybe she'll be able to hit the board at a good number in here. Now my third choice is going to be Will Then, and this one with leading rider Juan Hernandez, as I said, getting aboard for the first time. And she's one that prior to her last start, she was in the San Clemente, and her trainer Jonathan Thomas basically just said that's a prep for this. He thought that the mile was going to be too short for her. She wouldn't be able to defeat Thought Process, your heavy favorite, at that shorter distance. But he thought maybe at 1 mile and an eighth, this race that he's been targeting, maybe she'll move forward. So she is a 3-time turf route winner. I mentioned that she's won a turf route at Del Mar before, a stakes race when she was a 2-year-old filly last year. So I can definitely see her competing with these. She also had a $100,000 stakes win, a listed stakes victory at 1 mile on turf at Santa Anita in March. And her number, she got a 128 last time out. That was her best number. Since that 125, she got winning that listed race at Santa Anita. So she is moving forward a bit. Maybe the 1 mile and an eighth distance will allow her to run a bit of a better number here. And if she can do that, she may be able to win this race and possibly pull off a bit of an upset. Thought Process, your favorite, is going to be my second choice. And no knocks on this one. She's 5 for 6 overall in these turf routes, and she's 3 for 4 in turf routes at Del Mar. Now we'll have to see if she can handle the 1.125 distance from an outer post. That's going to be the key. What kind of trip will she be able to get? There's a lot of time wide stalkers on the turf course don't do as well, because you're going to have some horses in there that are saving ground and working out a bit of a better trip, and they're going to be able to possibly run a better race and just get the race flow in their favor. But for thought process, definitely a contender. As I said, she had that 144 final time rating. That's the best in the field. She had a 140 a couple starts back. She got a 135 with a very easy victory last time out. And Umberto Rispoli rode her when she earned that 140 final time rating in June. So thought process, running style versatility, and if Rispoli can work out a good trip from an outer post, she's obviously going to be the one to beat, and he's a quality turf rider as well. But my top choice in here is going to be Lush Lips. And for this one, she's in excellent form, exacta finishes in her last 5 starts. So she's just been in excellent form for Brendan Walsh. A nice stakes win last time, getting a 140 final time rating, and her fighter time rating did jump up that day. Prior to that, in her first turf route, in that good stretch of 5 races, she got a 111, then she earned a 131 final time rating, then a 132. She dipped a bit when she finished second, getting a 126, and then she jumped back to a 140 last time. Now, the difference between her and thought process, it just could be the post positions could make all the difference in here, because Lush Lips, similar on numbers, gets a nice middle draw. Tyler Gaffalione riding well, and he does good work with Brendan Walsh, and he's ridden this horse a couple of times, and she won a race under Gaffalione at Gulfstream, and then she was second at Tampa Bay under this rider. So he knows how to ride her. He's been in excellent form riding at Ellis Park. He's out here this week riding Lush Lips, and I said the key could be the trip. If he can just work out a better trip in thought process, maybe she can win this race as the second betting choice. So Lush Lips will be my top choice in the Grade 1 Del Mar Oaks. And if you're interested in the complete digest for Del Mar Oaks Day, you can go over to todaysracingdigest.com, and you can get that complete digest product. It includes analysis, all of the numbers from today's Racing Digest. As I mentioned, you'll get the speed and pace forecasts, you'll get the class levels, your final time and pace ratings, your late fractions. So all of the information is right there, along with analysis of selections and some wagering strategies as well. So the complete digest, a product that they've been doing for many years at today's Racing Digest. It's a good product. So if you need help and need past performances for Del Mar Oaks Day, you can get those at todaysracingdigest.com. You can get my full card analysis. I cover full cards at Del Mar each day, and you can get my full cards at my website, therunawayhorse.com, or at todaysracingdigest.com. I have a handicappers page there as well if you want to get my full cards at the Digest website. And don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.